Okay, every company, every organization has a private network. It's like their digital fortress. But here's the million-dollar question. How do you let your own people in to do their jobs without leaving the main gate wide open for attackers? Well, there's a super elegant strategy for this called the digital airlock workflow. And today, we're going to break down exactly how you can master it.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll lay out the big security problem everyone faces. Then we'll introduce this really cool digital airlock idea. After that, we'll walk through the step-by-step workflow, explain why it's so incredibly effective, and finally, we'll clear up a common point of confusion, the difference between a jump server and a bastion host. Let's dive in.
All right, let's stick with that fortress analogy. Inside your network, you've got all your treasure, right? Your databases, your critical servers, all that sensitive data. But a fortress is totally useless if your own engineers and admins can't get in to maintain it. And that brings us to the fundamental challenge. I mean, this is the classic headache. If you just open up direct access to all your internal servers from the internet, well, you've just created dozens, maybe hundreds of doors for an attacker to try and kick down. But if you lock it all down, nobody can get their work done. It really feels like you have to choose between being secure and being functional. But what if you don't? This is where we stop thinking about brute force and start thinking strategically. Instead of trying to defend 100 different doors, what if we just build one entrance? One single gate that is incredibly secure, heavily armored, and monitored 24/7. Let's meet the star of the show.
This is our key, a jump station. You'll also hear it called a jump server or a jump box. They're all the same thing. It's a specially hardened machine. Its entire job is to sit right on the edge of your private network, acting as a secure stepping stone from the Wild West of the internet into your safe zone. And to really get this, there's a perfect analogy.
This is the best way to visualize it, seriously. Think about an airlock on a spaceship or a submarine. You open the outer door and step inside. That door has to seal completely behind you before the inner door to the safe area will even think about opening. There is never, ever a direct, open path from the dangerous outside to the protected inside.
And that right there is the whole strategy in a nutshell. Security through isolation. Instead of your security team running around trying to watch every single server, you force all administrative traffic through one single, narrow choke point. You can focus all your best defenses, your monitoring, your strongest authentication, all your logging on this one spot. It just makes defending your network so much simpler. So, the airlock concept is pretty clear. But what does it actually look like for an administrator on a normal Tuesday afternoon? Well, they use a simple but brilliant process called the two-hop workflow. Let's see how it works. Let's walk through this. So, an admin is at their laptop, and they need to get to a database server. The first hop, they connect securely to the jump station. And to get in, they have to provide their password and a multi-factor authentication code. Once they're authenticated, they are inside the airlock. Now, for the second hop, from the jump station, they start a new connection to that database server. And here is the magic trick. That database server is configured to only accept connections from the jump station's IP address. It's completely invisible to the rest of the internet. It literally won't even answer if anyone else knocks. That's the secret sauce. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's an extra step, and you're right, it is. But the security payoff you get for that one extra hop is absolutely massive. This isn't just about feeling secure, it gives you real, tangible advantages that totally change your security game. So let's count the wins. First, your attack surface shrinks like crazy. Instead of exposing countless servers, you only have one single hardened machine visible. Second, you get centralized logging. Every single admin action is recorded in one place, which makes finding suspicious activity way easier. Third, you can enforce super strong multi-factor authentication right at that front door, no exceptions. And finally, it can even act as a secure bridge. Maybe you need to connect from an SSH session to a Windows RDP session. The jump station can handle that translation securely. It's all about centralizing control.
Okay, so let's clear something up. You've probably heard the term bastion host thrown around in these kinds of discussions. And while it's related to a jump server, it's not exactly the same thing. Nailing this difference is one of those things that shows you really know your stuff.
Here's the easiest way to think about it. Bastion host is a broad general category. It's any server you harden and stick on the public internet, ready to take a beating. A public web server could be a bastion host. A jump server, on the other hand, is a very specific type of bastion host. Its one and only job is to be that secure airlock for people to pass through. It doesn't serve websites, it doesn't run apps, its sole purpose is transit. So all jump servers are bastion hosts, but not all bastion hosts are jump servers. To put it really simply,
A reinforced wall is just designed to stand there and take hits. But a gatekeeper is smarter. A gatekeeper has a job to do, to check IDs and control exactly who gets to pass through. A jump server isn't just a wall. It's your network's smart, specialized gatekeeper.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? In cybersecurity, we spend so much time and energy trying to build higher, thicker walls. But what the digital airlock workflow shows us is that sometimes the most powerful defense isn't about brute strength at all. It's about being clever, it's about strategic control. Maybe the goal isn't a better wall, but just a smarter door.